Hey, you guys, and welcome to the Lofi-Network. Pisces Soul Tribe. I want to get into some general messages for you. And of course, anything you need from me can be found down below in the description box. Divine, what is the overall message that you want Pisces to know at this time? Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords coming out first. And Divine, what do you want us to know about this Ten of Swords? Okay, so the Ace of Cups. I feel like a lot of you all, after ending particular situations, you're about to come into new relationships. These relationships could be romance, friends, family, of course, but also family. I know there's blood family, but there's also family that you create. So that could be significant here as well. But I do feel like after a treacherous ending, possibly backstabbing endings, I do feel like you're in a space where you're about to receive your just desserts. You're about to receive what you do deserve, relationships that you do deserve. Divine Ten of Swords, Ace of Cups. Okay, so Page of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. I mean, not the bottom of the deck, pulling coming out. So with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Cups, you could also be planning to start a new position here as well. This is something that you could possibly keep away, something that you are keeping from other people. Divine Page of Wands, the Ace of Cups, as well as the Eight of Swords. Yes, so some sort of information that you have at this present moment are things that you are keeping to yourself. I feel like this is something that you possibly couldn't trust people with. Yeah, with the Hierophant. I do feel like you probably couldn't trust people with some particular information. And then we even have the Five of Swords. Yes, I do feel like with you, honestly, just keeping to yourself, keeping up with yourself, keeping to yourself, as well as ending the necessary things that you do need to end. I do feel like you are about to come into relationships, better relationships. But I feel, first of all, you got to get rid of all of the muck. You got to get rid of all the people who are dead weight. You got to get rid of all the people who are taking up space. Divine, what else with the Ten of Swords here? And we have the Knight of Wands. Yes, I feel like you could be taking the right steps forward to, once again, ending relationships, moving forward with a better life for you, going after the things that you want to go after without hesitation, without fear. Divine Knight of Wands. I do feel like also with the Two of Pentacles now coming out, you could be doing a lot of things on your own, getting used to going out on your own so that you won't be in the house all of the time or be home all the time. But I do feel like maybe you are also feeling like in order to maybe even date someone else, you need to first date yourself, see what it feels like to really take yourself out and do all the things that you want to do. But I do feel like there is an energy that is no longer just sitting around waiting for someone else to make something happen. Rather, that's doing things that you want to do, vacations and things like that. Divine Knight of Wands, Two of Pentacles. So we have the Sun as well as the Six of Swords. So I do feel like for you right now, forward progression, movement, places where you are happy, where you are appreciated, where you are fulfilled is where you're headed, where you're going. I don't feel like you pretty much are wasting your time with anything that would pretty much feel like a waste. I do feel like you know exactly where you're going. You know exactly where you're going. You know exactly where you're headed. I do feel like for you, new opportunities are going to be on the horizon because with the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Wands, I just do feel like there's an energy of someone setting off to do something completely different, to be a risk taker, maybe possibly even going after a passion that you've been wanting to go after. Lately, there's been this energy of people wanting to redirect their career and do something different. Maybe pick up on something that you always wanted to do, your dreams, your goals, your desires, your wish fulfillment. Last one for this energy of the Knight of Wands, Divine. So we have the Two of Swords. So there is a lot of indecisive energy, but I do feel like with you, the indecisive energy is outside of you, and energy that really isn't moving, and energy that really isn't doing anything. I do feel like with you there is no indecision. You know exactly where you're going, you know exactly where you're headed, you know exactly what you want. There just seems like there is an energy of someone being determined to see something through, and I feel like with someone seeing something through, that thing that you possibly could be seeing through is you just making a better life for yourself after you've come out of the muck of people ridiculing you, with people, saying ill things about you, with people judging you, with people making you honestly a scapegoat. Divine, what else is here with the Ten of Swords and the Knight of Wands? Okay, so we do have the moon. So interesting that the sun was there now that the moon is there. You seem to be some type of hidden figure. Like there is some mystery about you. It's almost like people don't know what they're getting until you come around, and it's not even a bad thing. I just feel like people are in wonderment of you. They're curious. Divine, the moon. With the Three of Cups, yes, I do feel like you have third party individuals outside of you that are really confused about you. But I also do feel like at one point in time, these were people who were maybe even casting some form of illusion surrounding what you do, possibly even for work. I don't know why that's a narrative, but I do feel like somebody was judging possibly what you do for work with the moon and the Three of Cups. With the Queen of Pentacles, yes, I feel like it all has to do with how you make your money. I also feel like there's this energy of people thinking that at one point in time they were better than you, because I do feel like there is this energy. There was a moment where maybe people were doing better than you, but that doesn't make them better than you. And what I mean by better than you is maybe they were making more money, but you were making enough money to take care of yourself, do the necessary things that you needed to do at home. There's this energy of independence, but I feel like independence looks different from everybody. There is no direct scale of independence. No one's independence really looks the same. I feel like independence looks different for every individual person. Divine, the moon, Three of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. I do feel like you're beginning to see growth in an area of your life, maybe where you lacked it with the Seven of Pentacles. Because with the Judgment here at the bottom of the deck, I feel like what's really happening is you're possibly reawakening or waking up to who you really are as a person, the potential that you have to get things done. And I also feel like you are seeing a lot of things through. This also could be a good time for karma, for you, whether you're being rewarded or not. It's just about karmic balance, doing the right thing, helping out when you can help out without expecting anything in return. But I do feel like for you, those things that you used to do that you thought were just good deeds, they're not about to go unrewarded. Divine, last one for the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Temperance. I do feel like concerning you, something is about to be made right. It's about to be made fair. It's about to be balanced. I do feel like you have the type of energy that is able to alchemize with the Temperance. You're able to change your situations around. I do feel like there are many people who are wondering how you do what you do. This could simply be just coming out of the trenches, because maybe you've had conversations with people and maybe we're discussing a different time. And then by the next time you talk to them, you were out and over that particular situation, but even better than you were before. Divine, lastly for me, with the moon, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Swords, I feel like for you, a lot of disparaging days are over with the Nine of Cups. I do feel like you are walking into some sort of wish fulfillment. This could be the point of time in your life that feels like a joyous occasion, because I feel like for you, for many years, you were just doing jobs, which is fine. You were just doing jobs, but I do feel like now you feel more purposeful with what you're doing with the Nine of Cups. It seems to be more aligned to your dreams, your wishes, your hopes, what you've always wanted to do here with the Nine of Cups. But I do feel like in some way with the Nine of Cups, you are about to get access to something here. Divine Nine of Cups here. And we have the King of Cups. I feel like for you, maturity is really happening for you in this moment. You're really beginning to see growth. And I also feel like this has to do with the potential of your growth. I feel like with where your emotions lie, they're not resting in people. Your emotions and your feelings and your desires are more so lying in your dreams, your goals. Is internal and not external. I do feel while you could possess the capability of having external love for someone else, right now that just isn't the thing. And that doesn't mean that it's not coming soon. But I do feel like in this particular moment, the focus is on your dreams, your goals, your desires, what you want to see accomplished. I do feel like in this particular moment, you have a lot going for you. You have a lot that lies ahead for you, and I do feel like there's potential once again for continued growth, even though you've grown already. Divine Nine of Cups as well as the King of Cups. I do feel also in this particular moment that you are purposely riding solo dolo is what I'm hearing. Okay, with the Eight of Pentacles. 98 could be significant here as well. You could have been born in 1998. But with the Nine of Cups, the King of Cups, as well as the Eight of Pentacles, once again, you have mastered something here. And it feels like the mastery is of self, the mastery of manifestations, the mastery of also intuition. I do feel like you have let your conscience be your guide. And honestly, that has been your best asset. I do feel in some way like your intuition was some form of secret weapon for you. This is something that a lot of people did not know about you, even though you made it aware to these people and they just simply ignored it. I do feel like you had the capability of helping out a lot of people, even if these were just your friends, like your core friends. You had a lot of information and a lot of insight that could have been advantageous, could have been useful to many different people that could have used it to their advantage. Divine, tell me about the Eight of Pentacles, because I do feel like a lot of people just simply just judged you here. Okay, and we have the Nine of Swords. So 89 could be significant as well. So you could have been born in 1989. So 1998, 1989 could be very significant for some of you all here. I do feel like there was a lot of people who made you feel like the work that you were doing wasn't good enough to possibly even be around these people. I do feel like with the Nine of Cups, this is why you are in a solo energy, because the Nine of Cups is an energy. It's a energy of dreams accomplished all on your own. I feel like you have the resources that you need, but a lot of people made you feel like the work that you were doing was a waste of time, like you shouldn't be doing it. Anybody could do it, like you were ridiculed about your work. But these were, once again, these were just jobs that maybe you've done throughout the years. I do feel like you are about to step into your dream career while other people are just working other jobs as well. They're just good paying jobs. I feel like the things that people judge you about is also the things that they need to turn the mirror on themselves. Because I do feel like while people are maybe working very lucrative positions, these are not positions that they wanted. These are not positions that they wanted to do for the rest of their life. They're doing it to make the money, is what I'm feeling. Okay. Divine, last one for the Nine of Swords here and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles. I feel like there possibly is about to be some sort of turnaround here for you as well. I'm not going to concern myself with anyone's karma, but what I feel like is happening for you is you're about to see a turnaround, a gift, a reward. Something with the Six of Pentacles is about to be gifted to you. And I do feel like it has something to do with a reward. Divine, tell me about the Six of Pentacles. Clarify, please. Okay, and we have the Four of Cups. I do feel like there is something that you gotten out and over, and I almost feel like something about is my living in vain, possibly even is my doing in vain with the Four of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. No, I feel like there was a particular moment that you had to wait for. With the Nine of Pentacles showing up, even with the Nine of Cups, your dreams are coming in tangible form. I do feel like this is something that you are going to see, but with the Four of Cups, this is something that is going to require some time, or you are going going to have to wait for it. Okay, I feel like you are going to have to pay very solid and close attention to what is being gifted to you, because I feel like what's being gifted to you is going to come from spirit, it's going to come from source, it's going to come externally, and this is possibly also something that you don't see coming. Okay, so be on the lookout, because you got something coming your way, and it could be anything. Okay, so good things are on the horizon for you. It's very obvious, especially from those cards that were thrown in that first reading. Do you want to know what that something is? Maybe you could figure that out. So why not check out our sponsor, Psychic Source? Click that link down below in the description box. Using my unique code JMarion, you can get up to 40 minutes of clarity and insight for only $19.80. So there's plenty of time for you to figure out what this is, who it might be coming from, where it might be coming from, and then possibly even what it's surrounding. What is this? Is this a spirit? Is this a gift from spirit? Is this something that you could use? Is this something to elevate your giftings and your talents and your skills? But anywho, if you're not satisfied with any insight you receive, you can get your money back. So you win. No muss, no fuss. Okay, those details down below in the description box. And now on to your reading. Divine, what does Pisces have in common for them? Okay, so we have the Five of Cups, and that's the interesting way to start. Five of Cups. Divine, Five of Cups. Okay, so we have the King of Swords. Okay, so coming towards you, you have somebody who is disappointed. You have somebody who's in some sort of, once again with the King of Swords, separated energy. I do feel like this is somebody who in some way was deceptive. I'm saying the word deceptive. So I do feel like this is somebody who is deceptive. And I also feel like what's happening now is they're getting their just dues. This is somebody who's getting a taste of their own medicine. I feel like this is somebody who was very spiteful. I feel like this is somebody who possibly was envious of you and some of the things that you had going on. And I do feel like this is somebody who did, with this Ten of Swords, this is also somebody who did some of this backstabbing activity, which is why this is making sense. Ten of Swords, and then we have the King of Swords. Divine, this Five of Cups and this King of Swords, what's going on? So with the Two of Wands, this is somebody who could be planning some type of movement, towards you, or just progressive movement just to realize, honestly, the things that they've done. With the Hangman here at the bottom of the deck, I feel like this is somebody who is considering many different perspectives, possibly along the lines of what they did to you, what these people did to you, or whatever. But I do feel like karma in itself is raining very heavy, and sometimes karma is not, let something bad happen to him. No, sometimes karma is really having to sit and deal with what you've done, and sometimes it could be so bad, or it could feel so bad that it's eating away at you. And people began to get desperate. They began to want to, reconnect with people so that they can apologize, because they feel like that's in some way going to relieve them of what's going on with them. And that's just not the case. I do feel like people in this present moment are in some way eating their own words. I feel like they're also being faced with the fact that you are not a failure, that you are a success in your own right, and what they said really doesn't even matter. Divine, tell me about this Two of Wands concerning this King of Swords. We have the Star. I do feel like somebody in this moment is viewing you as a missed opportunity. They're viewing you as a person who possibly really even had the sauce from the very beginning without even having to do so much. It's something about you that isn't showy. I feel like your energy is just big. It's bold and it's daring. And I feel like with you, your energy is the thing that gets the most attention. And that doesn't even mean that you dress bad or anything like that. But even if you dress amazingly and you dress very well, I do feel like even with that, your energy is the cherry on top. Divine, lastly, with this Star. Okay, with the Death, someone is seeing that you really truly are a missed opportunity. And I feel like with the Death, this is something that they're going to have to deal with. When the Death comes into play, this is something that has to happen. This is a necessary ending. This is a necessary beginning, a necessary change. I feel like what is necessary is the fact that this person needs to see you for who you really are. I feel like this person, this King of Swords, was casting a lot of illusions, saying a lot of just ill things. Divine, tell me who this King of Swords is. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups. So it's definitely an individual outside of yourself. It's not you. Just wanted to make sure. Somebody outside of yourself. Three of Cups. With the Justice. This is somebody who feels possibly that they're being viewed or judged harshly. But it is fair. It is right with the Justice. I feel like somebody is getting exactly what they deserve. Divine Five of Cups moving forward. And we have the Empress. And Divine, tell me about this Empress here. Okay, so we have the World. I feel like you really truly have flourished. The World in reverse. I feel like you really truly have flourished, but I feel like there is something that people really don't want to see, or they don't want it to happen. Divine, with the World in reverse, what's the narrative? Okay. So we have the Six of Wands, and then we have the Knight of Wands. I feel like people don't want to admit that you actually are the sauce, because I feel like there's a lot of people who have seen you in action with the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands. I feel like these are people who could have possibly have been watching you online. Could have been watching you online. They could have been maybe writing comments under your post, maybe liking just to let you know, drawing up some sort of attention. I feel like this is somebody who is trying to get attention. If somebody's trying to get your attention, somebody views you as very abundant, very, very fulfilling, very in a peaceful mindset, really. But I do feel like with the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands, someone's trying to get your attention or trying to take the focus off of you. Lastly, Divine. And we have the Hangman. Yeah. I feel like there's people who, were trying to get other individuals, maybe that you were connected to try to see you differently. I feel like there's people who don't want other people to see you for who you truly are. I do feel like now with you taking on a different trajectory in your life, with you taking on maybe a different role, a different identity, I do feel like people could possibly be trying to get other people who used to know you continue to see you in the way that they did used to know you, instead of seeing you for who you really are. Divine, the Empress, and the Five of Cups moving forward. Last one for me here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. I do feel like there are many different people who want to spin the block on you with the Wheel of Fortune. They want to take another shot. These are about chances. Divine, tell me about the Wheel. With the Six of Pentacles. So there are people who want what's fair, with you, want to give to you equally. With the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck, 66 could be significant. This is something that people feel like they could be called to do or led to do, be called to give you something. But with the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Pentacles, regardless of what's going on, you're in the running to be gifted something. This is the second time the Six of Pentacles has shown up, and then it's on top of the Wheel of Fortune. Divine, these two cards, Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so you have the Nine of Wands that came out in reverse. And Divine, tell me about the Nine of Wands in reverse concerning the Six of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Devil. Yeah, I do feel like there are people who are trying to prevent things from happening. People trying to make you feel like you're possibly weak, make you feel disadvantaged is also what I'm hearing. What else, Divine? Lastly, for the Devil, because I feel like people are trying to hold you to a particular energy that you've always used to be. And with the Temperance showing up on top of the Devil, this is something that has changed. People want to see you as some nefarious foe or force, but you're not. I feel like you are an energy of light with the Temperance. I do feel like you have a healing type of energy. No, that does not necessarily mean that you have to be some form of spiritualist, pastor, be overly religious and all of those things. No, I feel like you have a good handle on yourself. You understand spirituality. You understand living physically out here in the world. You understand the mental prowess of other people here as well. I feel like you have been a master of yourself. You have been a surveyor of yourself. You have been tending to yourself. And I feel like you just overall have been minding your business. You do have other people, regardless of the changes that you've made, who want you still to be viewed as this quote unquote terrible person that they made you out to be. But this is something that has never been true. Your character exceeds far beyond what anybody else could ever say about you. Okay? Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully this message resonates with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, you can find those details down below in the description box. Don't forget, we do have our live event going on tonight for the 88 Lionsgate portal. It's going to be a time. So check those details in the community tab, as well as our sponsor, Psychic Source. Click that link down below in the description box, because who are these bitches that are trying to get you together? We need to figure this out so we can lay them out and that we can continue to go about our business. Okay, those details down below in the description box as well. And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day, and see you in the network. Bye guys.